All right, I think we got about 5 minutes left. I'm sort of out of questions, but we can discuss Taproot itself a little bit. Is that a good idea? Luke, what's great about Taproot? Why do you support it if you support it?
Um, it significantly simplifies what has to happen on chain. Right now, we've got all the smart contract capabilities. I mean, we have since 2009, but in most cases, you don't need to have the smart contract. If both parties see, okay, it's going to end up a certain way, they can just both sign a single transaction and then all the smart contract stuff can be bypassed.
Right.
And that's pretty much the main benefit of Taproot. You can bypass all the smart contracts in most cases. And
Yeah,
then,
right. I
then,
mean,
then all the full nodes, they'd have a cheap verification, very little overhead.
and all the transactions would look the same basically. So nobody would really be able to see what the contracts are. Everything, all the contracts would actually run off chain, which would be significant improvement for scalability and for privacy. So I think it's a win all around.
Yeah, I mean, basically, instead of everybody running the smart contract, it's just the participants.
Right, which is the way it should have been in the beginning, but I think that it took a while, until people realized that that's really what the script should be doing. Initially, it was thought, well, we could have these scripts that run on chain, and this is kind of like the way that was just done, because I don't think that Satoshi really thought this completely through. Like, we just wanted to launch something, and I think that we have a lot of hindsight now that we didn't have back then, but now it's obvious that really, the blockchain is really about authorizing transactions. It's not actually about processing the conditions of contracts themselves. That can all be done off chain, and that can be done very well off chain. In the end, the only thing is that the participants need to sign off that it did happen, and that's it. And that's all that everyone really cares about, is that everyone agreed. So what's the big deal? If everyone agrees, then there's no issue.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be any downside to Taproot, I think, right? Or Luke, is there any downside to it? Have you heard of any concern? I think there was an email on the mailing list a while ago, right, with some
I mean, you can
concerns
always
from.
use non-Taproot stuff with Taproot, but no, I can't think there's any. There's no reason not to deploy it. At least I can't think of any reason not to use it either.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, it does carry over the bias that SegWit has, where toward bigger blocks, but that's something that has to be considered independently.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Do you
There's
still
no reason
think
to tie the features to the block size.
blocks should still be smaller, Luke? Is that still your position?
Yeah, but that's independent of Taproot.
Sure. Are there any other soft forks you guys are excited about, or that you could see be deployed on Bitcoin in the next couple of years? Upcoming.
Well, there's the any prevout, which was formerly called no input. I think that's making good progress. There's the check template verify, which I still haven't looked too much into, but it seems like it's got significant community support, building up at least. And then once Taproot's deployed, there'll probably be a bunch of other improvements on top of that.
Yeah, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, after the last software after SegWit activated, I was really kind of like just so burned out by the whole process. Because I mean, this thing was really a more than 2-year process. If we think about 2015 was really when this whole thing kind of started, and it didn't activate until August 1st of 2017. Right, so that's more than 2 years of this kind of stuff going on. I don't know if I have an appetite for a very protracted battle with this at all. I kind of want to see what happens with Taproot first before kind of weighing in on other soft forks, because that one's, Taproot's the one that seems to have the most support right now as far as like something that's kind of like a no-brainer. Yes, this would be good to have. I would like to see that first, and once that activates, then I'll maybe have other ideas of what to do next. But right now, I don't know. It's too early.